The moon is about to become Chinese. No, the moon isn't going to start speaking Chinese, but it is going to become Chinese, maybe. So as I'm sure you're aware, we haven't been to the moon for a while. And of course, because of this, there is a space race. I mean, there's tons of people wanting to build hotels, theatres, roads, everything on this moon and make it like Earth. And it's looking likely that China are going to be the most recent people to get to the moon. And this was predicted and said by the NASA chief. His words were, if China get there first, there's a very strong chance they will claim it as their own territory, and there's nothing anyone else can do about that. And that's looking likely that could happen in the next couple of years. So yeah, hit that follow button, keep updated.
This is what the speed of light looks like on Earth. This is a YouTube video made by the channel Airplane Mode, showing just how fast it is going around the world at the speed of light. But maybe I haven't been telling the truth this whole time, because this is actually the speed of sound. And now, prepare yourself for just how fast the speed of light actually looks like. Are you ready? Now that's just how fast going round the world once is at the speed of light. Comment if you managed to see it.
The truth really is often stranger than fiction. During World War II, an 18-year-old US Navy seaman named Don Carcos was aboard a ship when a massive explosion suddenly launched a piece of metal at his forehead. When he woke up, he was horrified to learn that he had been struck right above his right eye, leaving it completely blind. And although doctors wanted to remove the eye since he would never be able to see out of it again, Don eventually decided to keep it for the looks. While he still had one good eye left, his vision was severely limited, and he was terrified that he would eventually become completely blind. Although he kept visiting doctors, even 60 years later, he was told there was simply no hope for his right eye. Turns out, however, fate had different plans. One day in 2006, Don was at his job tending horses when one of them suddenly headbutted him in the forehead. The force was so strong that it threw him against the wall. But when he went home later that night, still dizzy from the blow, he suddenly realized in shock that he was seeing again. 64 years after the incident, he could suddenly see around 15 feet with his blind eye. An ophthalmologist later said that the blow could have knocked a displaced lens back into place. Don makes sure that he gets special care.
Psychology hacks you need to know. If you take an extra moment to look at somebody's eye color when meeting them, you'll be giving the perfect amount of eye contact. If there is a mirror behind somewhere that you're ordering, it is less likely that you're gonna be rude because nobody wants to see themselves as rude. If someone is making jokes at your expense, act like you can't hear them and ask them to repeat it a few times. By the time they say it the third or fourth time, nobody's laughing. When someone remembers you, they are most likely to think about the first time and the last time that they saw you, so make sure to leave a good last impression as well. After you've learned something new and have done it yourself, the fastest and best way to retain that information is to teach somebody else. If you can't get a song out of your head, try to listen to it the whole way through while singing it. Your brain is treating the song like an unfinished task in your subconscious. Plan something fun for every Wednesday that you can look forward to. You'll start looking forward to it on Monday, and by the time it's here, it'll already have been halfway through the week and you're that much closer to the weekend. Follow for more.
This 8-year-old saved 6 people from a burning mobile home, but sadly, this story has a tragic end. This hero right here is Tyler Doohan, and he woke up at 4 in the morning one day and was the first to notice a fire in his grandfather's mobile home. He woke up 6 of his family members and was able to save their lives. And 2 of the lives he saved included children aged 4 and 6. Once he knew all 6 of them were safe, Tyler ran back into the burning mobile home to help his disabled grandfather get out of the blazing trailer. But sadly, he never made it out, and when the fire was extinguished, the firefighters saw Tyler and his grandfather's bodies together on a bed. The burnt bodies showed that Tyler was trying to lift his grandfather, who was his best friend, out of the mobile home before he sadly succumbed to the heat and smoke. Tyler had an honorary firefighter funeral and will always be remembered as a hero.
Maps that will change the way you see the world. This is a flight map that shows over 140 private jets that left Los Angeles within 5 hours after the end of this year's Super Bowl. This picture shows how big Africa actually is compared to other countries. The United States, China, Japan right here, India, and Eastern Europe all included. This map shows how big Alaska is compared to the lower 48. Meanwhile, this is what Alaska would look like in Africa. Anywhere where you see dark green on this map of Alaska is a place where there is less than 1 person per square mile. This is a really awesome map of the elevation across the United States. This map shows where the most photographed places are in the world. This is a fun retro pixel map of the United States of America with some iconic landmarks on it. Follow for more.
Oh, the irony. In the summer of 2018, a 13-year-old boy from Minnesota named Jaquan Faulkner decided to start his own concession stand to make some money. Selling $2 hot dogs and $1 sodas and chips, he began to see the occasional customer every now and then, but for the most part, business was slow. And although Jaquan refused to give up, to make matters worse, he soon learned that some adult had reported his stand to the local health department for operating without a license. Although the person probably expected that health inspectors would simply shut down Jaquan's stand, incredibly, they did not. They were rather impressed by the young man's drive and entrepreneurial spirit. And after his stand passed health inspections, they decided to help him out, teaching him about proper food handling and even paying the $87 fee for a short-term food permit. As the story of Jaquan's hot dog stand made news headlines, business exploded. He began selling 100 to 150 hot dogs a day with a 4.9-star rating on his Facebook page. Incredibly, the person who initially reported Jaquan ended up becoming the very reason for his newfound success. Jaquan hopes to continue working in the food business during the school year after classes and hopes to one day start his very own restaurant as well.
Sorry, what is happening this month? This is cool, but it's crazy, and I mean, don't be too scared yet. So you probably know we get comets and shooting stars all the time on Earth, and I mean, if you look up into the sky, you probably see one. It's a regular occurrence. But not like this. This definitely doesn't happen every day. In late January, a very special comet is going to be passing Earth, and it will be visible to the naked eye. It's flipping huge. Now, why is this comet so special? Well, it hasn't passed Earth for 10,000 years. Yeah, 10,000 years. To put that into perspective, what were we doing 10,000 years ago? People were literally living like this. We were just coming out of the Ice Age, and of course Jesus hadn't even been born for a long time. So I mean, it's going to be pretty cool, and you don't want to miss it because I doubt you'll be seeing the next one. So make sure you hit that follow button. I'll keep you updated as to when it's coming, and yeah, let's do this.
Here are 3 regular things that are illegal in North Korea. Mourning without meaning it. Yes, you can go to jail for that. When a public leader dies, the citizens need to show intense hysteria and public mourning as a symbol of their loyalty and adoration. People who fail to put up a show are taken into custody, and the people who don't show up to mourn at all are executed. Jeans are also illegal in North Korea as they are seen as an American symbol. Since North Koreans consider America as their #1 enemy, jeans were banned. The hate towards the US and the West is so strong that kindergarten kids are being taught to dislike everything to do with them. There are estimated to be between 200,000 and 400,000 Christians in North Korea. However, practicing religion is illegal. Citizens are only allowed to worship Kim's family, and owning a Bible could get you in prison, or worse, executed. Just to make matters worse, Christmas was banned in North Korea too.